What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Juice Bundles. We back again, and this is the sound of hip hop.
I got a product you should know about. Finna have LA County on fire, got the whole hood showing out. A new concept, peep the process. I'ma break it down and put it in proper context. Get a 7-foot map with your set on it. Red or blue, it don't matter, you can flex on it. Long Beach, Compton and Watts, LA, Inglewood, every single block. Might catch a view with your local barbershop. Hang it up at the crib and you getting props. Collector's item for the chosen few. Go ahead and buy you one for the culture like you supposed to do. If you new to the town, you need a good map. I got one better, get you a hood map. Guarantee you it's worth it. Hoodmapsllc.com for the purchase.
Juice Bundles, and we back again. The sound of hip hop, the podcast where we improving the culture one episode at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. I would like to introduce the first and intro episode of what I like to call the Tears of Rap. Now, what is the Tears of Rap if you don't know what it is? The Tears of Rap is when I take every single rapper from every genre of hip hop, and I take them and judge them off of their bar for bar performance alone. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to compare skill with skill, and not really compare skill with skill, but to level it out. You know what I mean? Because for one, a lot of times, somebody may have great music, but they don't got bars. Some people may have great bars, but they don't have, necessarily good music. But we know that the bars come straight from the rappers. You might have a good song, but you didn't make the beat, and sometimes the beat makes the whole song. You may have a good project, but sometimes you were not even involved in what you could do with that project, how it was presented in any way. So the bar for bar performance, if you wrote it, is what puts you on a certain level, and it helps you better to compare rappers. Because I do this all the time. Me and my mans, we do this for fun. Another thing I wanted to do is, because if y'all watch my other episode with my man Dame, it's called The Age Gap Perspective. We were talking a little bit about this, and he used subjective to me in the wrong way, but a lot of people like to say hip hop is subjective, and I'm going to make it so in this case. So a lot of people like to compare rappers. I've heard people, I like to use this example a lot. Oh, Nelly's better than Jadakiss. I mean, come on, you feel me? Now, what this does is it puts you on a certain tier so that when you're on the tier with those people, that's when it becomes subjective. But to say crazy stuff like that, that gets all that crazy talk out of the way. Plus, it's just something I love doing, to actually compare music. Now, for the up-and-coming rappers, I will be judging you and putting you on a tier, but, later down the line, your tier status may change. And for the older rappers who've been in the game 15 plus, 20 plus, I'll be putting you on a tier according to your prime, if that makes sense. And this is all about, giving rappers, credit for their skills and analyzing what actual rap skill is at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's not confused with anything else. And the reason why this is pretty close to my heart is because every genre has, their thing. Rock and roll has, the live band thing, and so on and so forth. What they gotta say about hip hop is that in hip hop, and it's starting to change, but for the most part, the greatness in hip hop is we are the most intelligent music in lyrical form. Let that sink in. You feel me? So that's why I love it. That's why I'm all about the lyrics. I'm all about the sound too. You know what I mean? I'm all about a great song. But as far as the skill between rappers, this is where you judge that skill. So I would like to get into some of the criteria or some of the aspects that these rappers will be judged on to where they will be placed on the tier that we place them on. So some of these aspects, these are not all of them, but some of them, stuff like wordplay, stuff like, punchlines, similes, metaphors, entendres, onomatopoeias, a certain philosophy I like to call rhyme and write. I feel like that's very important. But the most important to me is one, let me say this slowly, your scores or record and beef for like battles. You know what I mean? Like if you had rap beefs with people, I need to see you how many times you won and lost, slash how many times you won and lost when you were on tracks or rapping beside elite rappers. And another one is like diversity. So these are the aspects. It's a lot more, I get into them when I'm describing each rapper, but these are some of the aspects that these rappers will be judged by. So, as you can see, these are the tiers. You get what I'm saying? I got 7 tiers, and this will separate each rapper from each rapper as far as a tier. You get what I'm saying? So, these are the levels that all these rappers are on. So, now that's what I mean by subjective. Now, if you see a person on a different tier, it's probably more or less they're not even on their level. You know what I mean? Now, when you see the rappers that are on the same tiers, that's when it becomes subjective. In my opinion, this is just how I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe each tier since it's the intro episode. And after that description, I'm going to give you a rapper for an example who belongs on each tier, if that makes sense. So we're going to tier 1. And this tier, I like to call this tier the higher ups. And as far as in rapping, these guys, as far as their bar for bar talent, are at the top of the rap game. Not saying they're the most famous, not saying they make the most money, but as far as their bar for bar skills, they're at the top, they're feared, they're very respected, just like the higher ups in this world. So, with that being said, this artist, I wanted to give you an artist for this example that everybody knows, but he's still on this level. So this artist, I've loved him all my life. He is responsible, in my opinion, for the rap game transitioning into like being lyrical with this first album he put out. And my example for tier 1 on the tiers of rap is Nas. I think he's definitely a tier 1 rapper. I definitely think he's an elite, especially in his prime. I ain't gonna lie, been pissing me off a lot lately, but we know what he does in his prime. So with that being said, there we go. So for tier 2, I call this column the notice talent. And what I mean by that is I believe that a lot of people that will be in this column will be people that, are kind of mainstream. I don't think they're the elite of the elite, but they still are elite rappers. And since they kind of are mainstream, they'll be kind of noticed. Now, it's a lot of rappers that will be underground that are still on this level lyrically. But again, this is bar for bar performance. And I believe you'll know most of the people that, get put on this tier. So with that being said, the artist that I'm going to use an example, I got some awards. That's another thing. I got awards coming at the end of the year, and I'm going to just give it to you right now. He's going to get this award. I think he's the most consistent rapper that has ever been in the rap game, and he's been doing this for 20 plus years, and he's been dope the entire time. I don't think he's a super spitter, but he is a spitter. Give it up for my man Jada. You get what I'm saying? So that's my example for tier 2. Let's move on. So with that being said, we're going to jump into tier 3. And I like to label this tier last call. And the reason why I label it last call is because, in my opinion, these are the last call for MCs. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 are all MCs. I just don't think that these people are on those levels of Tier 1 and Tier 2, but they're still dope enough to be called MCs or lyricists. So, with that being said, this guy, man, I've liked him for a long time. You know what I mean? And he's been an MC all his career. I think he's a low level MC, but I do think he's an MC. My man, Ludacris. So with that being said, he's my example for tier 3. I just want you to see what I mean by describing these dudes. Now, tier 4, I like to call this where mediocrity slash the stars live. Now, in my opinion, a lot of these people, this is just my opinion, a lot of the people that you'll find on this tier will be stars because their thing really isn't the bar for bar performance, but their bar for bar performance is at least decent. It's at least mediocre. You know what I mean? But these are the people that are stars because they're into making great songs more than being lyrical. That's just my opinion. So, my example for the rapper on this tier, he's a big star. I believe he's a diamond artist. He killed it and, you know, opened the game to a new level in 2003. And for his bar for bar performance, I believe he belongs on this tier. My man, 50 Cent. So, as you can see, that example, and let me know in the comments if y'all agree with me. So, as you can see from that example, this is where I put his skills as far as his bar for bar performance. So as we jump into tier 5, I like to call this the below average channel. So these guys, you know, I don't think their lyrics are decent. They're more or less, you know, below average or subpar in my opinion. And what I've tended to see is the people that I think this about, these are the rappers that most people like because, you know, they live their rhymes or, you know, they like their story or, you know what I mean? They more or less like them more than their music or their lyrics. Or they may make good vibe music, but the lyrics just aren't there. So my example for, you know, a tier 5 rapper, you know, he's gotten a little better over the years, so you know I at least give him that. He has improved, but I don't really think his bar for bar performance is there. But long as he's making money for his family and doing what he needs to do, Gucci. I think Gucci is Gucci Mane. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, I think Gucci Mane is a rapper that is the perfect example for this tier. Now, as we jump into tier 6, I call this tier Gimmick Island. Now, most of the rappers that end up on this tier, they're gimmicky, one hit wonders, or excuse me when I say they're so whack as far as their bar for bar performance that, you know, they're just horrible and they're just, you know, the lowest of the low. You get what I'm saying? As far as bar for bar performance, lowest of the low. And from my example, because he is gimmicky and his lyrics really aren't there, the example that I have for a rapper that's on tier 6 is a rapper like Lil Pump. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Not the, you know, I'm not trying to discourage him or, you know, I'm glad he's making money for his family. But, you know, that's another thing, rappers. When we judging this stuff, I think I said it on other podcasts. When we judging this stuff, it's nothing personal. You know, just think of me as a Stephen A. Smith or something like that. I'm just talking about the sport. So with that being said, Lil Pump is my example for a tier 6. So as we jump into tier 7, now I like to call these people the special people. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest, this is worse than tier 6, and a lot of you guys are going to find your favorite rappers on here once I do my little research. And I just gave you a rapper that everybody knows that's been doing this. So these people, even though I said Lil Pump, you know, is gimmicky and he's trash, nothing against him personally, but he's still better than the people on tier 7 because even though, you know, his bar for bar skill is what it is, he actually wrote it himself. And when you're a guy that has the ghostwriting rumors and you didn't clear him up, or you're a guy that people been writing stuff for you, ghostwriting all along, and it's been put out there and it's been even seen on your credits and stuff like that, and you've even admitted to it, I don't care how famous or how good you are, you're not better than somebody like Lil Pump if somebody wrote it for you. And once somebody start writing for you, we don't know what you have written at this point or written at this point. I'm sorry. So with that being said, this is a rapper that everybody's gonna get mad at me for, but this is an example of a tier 7 rapper. Lil Wayne. Everybody knows, you know, Static Major wrote Lollipop. Gilly got 9 chains on in the DVD talking about I got this for writing for Lil Wayne. That's not been cleared up. It's clearly he put at the end of the video that Static Major wrote his song. I'm not too much against people getting help, or even if they would just go as far as somebody wrote their hook. But when somebody is writing like your verses and your bars that you like spitting, that's when it becomes a problem. So these are all my examples, and he is my example for tier 7. So with that being said, there you have it. This is the Tears of Rap. This is the intro episode. I just want to give you an example of what I'll be bringing to the table. Everybody, please hit that comment section and let me know what y'all think about, this segment of my podcast. Also, hit the comment section and let me know what you feel about the examples. Did I give the right examples for the right tiers? And anytime that, because it's a lot of rappers out there, anytime you want to let me know who you want me to rate, hit me in the comment section and let me know, rate him or rate him, whoever your favorite rapper is, or whoever you want a grade for. Do that. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you don't like the video, hit the like button anyway. Please subscribe to the channel so that we could do this on a bigger level and I can get paid and all that type stuff. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do something positive, why not? And share this video so that everybody sees this. I'm trying to rate every single rapper that has ever touched the mic. And I mean rapper. So with that being said, it's your boy Juice Bundles. This is the sound of hip hop, Tears of Rap, part of the podcast. This is how we doing it. And we out of here.